this guy. It was 52 degrees and sunny yesterday. Most of the snow has melted. And we went through, we got the van started, the truck fired right up, and then I tried starting this, 3 kicks with a primer. So technically primer, 1 kick almost, 1 kick start. I'm gonna throw you guys up on the tripod and we're gonna try this again. See if I can just get it running today. We got 50+ degrees coming on Thursday, so I'd like to try and get this out and do a final shakedown run and make sure that everything is kosher on the road instead of just in the garage. But I'm not overly worried about that component because despite the hard starting, I did have this dialed prior with a couple of the carb adjustments. I just want to verify that this thing's running good. So let me throw you guys up on the tripod. My garage heater went out last night. For whatever reason, the pilot light went out. So it is a whopping 47 degrees in here right now. Ice cold motor. Ice cold. We're gonna click the choke on. We're gonna turn the gas on. I don't know how much is in here, so I'll click it to reserve. Shake the filter a couple times just for good luck. Now, the starting procedure, I've messed with this a couple times over the last couple weeks, but then it got buried and it's just been forgotten about. And I could not get this thing to light off. It won't start with choke, it won't start without choke. I don't really know what it wants, but yesterday, after goofing around with it, or messing around with it, I came out and kind of switched up the order. So I got the choke on right now, throttle is on, or gas valve is on. Throttle doesn't matter, it's a Mikuni, so it's not going to give me any accelerator pump squirts. But the method I used yesterday, ignition off, choke on. I'll do 2 primer kicks here. Choke off now. And what I found worked a little bit better, let me move this just a hair because there's a big pile of uddle. There's a big pile of uddle. Let's try that again. There's a big pile of oil because this thing kind of sumps like crazy when it's been sitting. It shouldn't be as bad today, but I let it sit for like 2 weeks without touching it and it sprayed oil all over the garage. So 2 primer kicks, choke is off, ignition is off right now. We'll go ignition on and cycle this up, and then I'm going to click the choke on once we kick it through. Okay, choke back on again. It is way colder in here than it was yesterday. Choke off. Choke on, key off, 2 kicks. 1, 2, key on, choke off. Nothing. Now she doesn't want to do anything. Coughing, 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 per usual. Okay. Maybe we'll try and fire this up tonight to, while it's sitting here. It's supposed to be 55 on Thursday, so I've been scrambling trying to get this done. This bike has been sitting forever. I'm not gonna lie, I tried kicking it 2 days ago. Not even close, didn't want to try. 3 days ago. What day is it? Today's Tuesday. 3 days ago I tried kicking this over. Couldn't get it going. Gave up. And then 2 days ago, that was the first time in a couple weeks. 2 days ago I got back, it was a little bit warmer, and it fired up literally 2 primers, 1 kick. So I said 3 kicks in the short, but it was literally the first actual kick. It got goofy. It didn't want choke. 2 primers, choke on, choke off, key on, kick it over, and it started, but then wanted to die. So basically I gotta get it started and then engage the choke. So if there's any Mikuni experts, explain that one. If I leave the choke on, it's flooding out. Maybe we'll try it no chokes and see what that does today. We'll see. Figure we'll start with this one. Gas on, choke on, key off. 1, 2, key on, choke off. Stupid Christmas tree, it's annoying me. Choke off. Come on, lazy old girl. What I think I'm gonna do now is actually take a break because warm weather on Thursday. I wanna ride this. I made the mistake. I kicked this over twice just since it ran the other day. I wanted to see how much it was gonna sump, if I needed to put a rag underneath it or have a giant puddle of oil. In the course of doing that, I turned the gas on, clicked the key on, tried kicking it over 1 time today. 2 primers with choke on, key off, choke off, kicked it over again, didn't fire first kick, and then I got back to sanding the cases. I didn't turn the gas off, so this thing's super flooded. So I just did 5 primer kicks, no fuel off, 5 primer kicks, choke off, wide open. I think we're gonna give this a shot and see what happens. Maybe it'll start, key is off, we'll do 2 primers with nothing. Key on, no choke. I'm really leaning towards this being way flooded. There we go. She wants to go. Leaving the gas on's a really bad thing to do. Really, really bad thing to do. Especially when it's leaking and filling the bore of the carb. Man, this thing's spraying out the fucking vent quite a bit. Flooded, as expected. So I'm gonna let this run. I don't even have the gas turned on right now. let that run for a minute. It was spilling gas. It's also spraying gas through here. So we're gonna leave the gas off, let this run. That's no choke at all. We'll leave the idle up just a little bit. But she's not sumping that much. A little mist out of the breather. I think this thing's ready to ride on Thursday. We'll try a starting procedure cold tomorrow when it's not filling the entire carburetor with gas. Runs again, no choke. I left the gas valve on, flooded it out like crazy, but I'm pretty confident. That was 3 or 4 kicks to get going today. I did my primer sequence, but that's kind of irrelevant when the first couple attempts I left the valve on and gas was literally pouring out. I mean, you can still see it. That's excess residue. All the little splatter from where it was leaking. My bad. This is what happens when you do too many things at one time. So, we've got the cases cleaned up on this. This is ready to reassemble. Brake plate is done. This is ready to go back on the moped. And we got some warm weather coming, so I'm trying my best to finish up all the shop work so I can actually putz around on Thursday while the sun's out. I don't get home till 4, so that gives me about an hour of getting home. It's probably a half hour. Time to run to a buddy's shop, grab a beer, and come back in one piece without breakdowns, hopefully. And if it happens, I'll update you guys when we get back or figure out what happens. Dottie will not be happy if I tell her she's got to go home and grab the trailer and come pick my ass up. So thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe. We will be back soon. This thing's getting closer and closer and closer. One day at a time, taking way longer than I anticipated. Still lots more to do. We got the Super Glide, we got the chopper. Chopper doesn't need much, I just gotta get that fired up again. And re-weld the exhaust mount that broke. 1/4 inch material on a 3.5 foot pipe. 1/4 inch round for an exhaust mount. It's cracked twice on me, which means now it's time to refab it. First time I figured, maybe my welds weren't that good. Now that needs to be fixed. Bagger should be fine. It's just sitting in the corner collecting dust, but this is what I want to ride right now. And then this thing. Well, just got home from work. It is a beautiful sunny day. I'm in a hoodie and a flannel. Warm enough. Should probably grab gloves, but we are gonna try and attempt to rip this thing around. I had the plug wires for this that I just never got around to making, so I finally threw those on there. We'll do a start on this. I have the gas on, and it was running, but it died. So it's not an ice cold motor by any means at this juncture. Did have it warmed up before I rolled it out of here. And I got a magnet mount for the tank. I'll just clip that on and see what this thing does on the road. Should probably grab a set of tools and strap those on too, right? Oh, it's the, if I don't do that, we're gonna break down and I'll need something stupid. If I do, I won't need them. So I'd rather go with the latter. Let's get set up, and then I'll throw you guys up on the tripod. Let me strap down a tool roll on the forks, and then we'll just putz around. I've never done a riding video. I don't really care to, but we'll give it a shot. See what we get. You're gonna be stuck on the tank. I'm not doing any crazy artsy angles. I'm not rich enough to buy multiple GoPros. I know that that will stick there. It might stick sideways too, but that'll be a weird thing. We'll see. First stop, gas station. Stupid fuel valves on the wrong side. still at the shop, working late. Got a million bicycle frames. Not the one all the way over there, but a million of those. The chopper was running okay. Had a couple instances of sputtering and spinning around. It cleared up once it actually warmed up. I don't know. When we tuned this right before winter, readjusted the carb, kind of dialed everything in. It was about 35, 38 degrees. Today was 60. So I did anticipate having some sort of weird changes there. Got it back to the shop. This is gonna stay here tonight just because I need the garage. Well, I don't really need it, but I want the garage space. So this will stay here. Went to fire it up again now that it cooled off. She's fighting me a little bit. I got it going, but I don't know what it wants. So we might have to continue addressing this a little bit more. Today's 58, 59 degrees. It's gonna be 30s for the next couple weeks. So I don't know if it's worth continuously trying to mess around with it. I know it should be able to start. Obviously the temperatures are gonna change things a little bit in terms of full out performance, but it definitely didn't pull as hard as it did the last time we had this out, which makes me think that we got some issues on the tuning side. I pulled the plugs real quick. They are black. So definitely a little on the rich side. I don't know. I'm not gonna think about this one too much tonight. I got too many other things going on with the moped. Cases are done. We gotta get that slapped back together. And then honestly, this is either gonna get fixed enough to sell and we're gonna dump it before summer, or this will turn into a summer project where I have much more time to play with and mess around and get it super dialed in for normal summer riding weather. No idea. Also, if anybody's looking for an ironhead motor, the later one is still a right side shift, but I got a 900cc, I don't know, 70, 71, 72-ish era, 73, somewhere along those lines, electric start, notched out for an electric starter, so you can have all the cool guy old stuff, right side shift with a starter if you really want to go that route. This is sitting here. This is coming up for sale here pretty quick. It's complete, very, very complete. I have no idea, so don't ask me when the last time it ran. Don't ask me any questions about the internals. I didn't pull the heads, I didn't do anything. This is as I got it. I will even give you the motor stand. I would recommend right off the bat, just looking at a lot of the parts on here, I would recommend a top end refresh. That'll give you some idea of what's going on the internals and go from there. I haven't rotated it over. I haven't done anything else at all other than pick it up from the trailer to the ground to the top of the bench. But it's a complete 71-ish. It's gotta be a 71-ish. It's 900. But it's notched. So that's as much info as I can give you. Thanks for watching. We will catch you guys on the next one. I'm tired. I got more work to do. Cheers. Well, I'm a liar. It's dark. You guys can't see anything. I said we were gonna leave the chopper at the shop. Well, it fought me on starting. Let it sit for another 20 minutes. Tried one more time. Fired up first kick. Go figure. So, chopper is back home. This is ice cold. I have no problem getting it started with the starting procedure. Warm. I didn't hit the throttle. Typically, in my experience, if it fires up mediocre cold, you leave it alone once it's running. Don't think about it even, and it fires up. I didn't have the camera on or anything like that, so take me on face value, as shitty as that is. Not lying to you. It fired up 3 kicks, leaving my buddy's shop when we stopped there today, and it was about 40 kicks of I quit. I was about to throw the thing into the chemical tank and just pretend it doesn't exist anymore. At the shop, I let it cool off for another 10 minutes. I think I pulled 2-3 degrees of timing out of it. First kick. First kick after another 10 minutes of not having anything work successfully. I need to get rid of this. As much as I love this bike and I would like to keep it, one of two things are gonna happen. I'm either going to hold on to this until the weather breaks and this will become the new summer putz around toy, but that will involve fully dialing this, making sure that it does start in one kick. I was at my buddy's shop leaving. I don't like having a bike that I'm nervous about leaving on. These three, no questions asked. I can leave the chopper. One way or another, that chopper is going to start. Super Glide, kind of the same thing. That's got an electric start, so I'm cheating on this one. But old crusty Ironhead, I don't like having a bike that I'm not sure if it's going to actually fire back up. Typically in the past, this bike, before redoing the mag and everything we did over the winter, has been terrible to start, and then we got it one kick start every time. We can get back to that. We just need to figure out exactly what it wants. So timing wise, I promise you 100% I went book spec in terms of trying to set up timing. It wasn't happy there. When I bumped the timing back just a hair off of the vertical timing advance mark, it ran fine. We need to get back to exactly that point. So right now, I'm fighting the cold start sequence. This is the first time we actually put some miles on it today. I mean, 15, 20 miles, so not a ton, but 15, 20 miles of riding, normal day-to-day use. It's running okay. It's cold-blooded for sure. It runs like crap the first couple of minutes of riding. Keep laying into it, she gets a little bit better. So definitely 100% needs some more carb tuning and dialing in. In terms of the starting procedure, it's a Mikuni, it's got a choke, enrichener, if you will. I really want to just build one of the several CVs I have laying on the bench over here. I like cheating and having a little bit of a squirt on the gas pump going in. Just makes it a little bit easier for me. I know it's squirting gas in as opposed to relying on how much mixture is being determined by the carburetor. So that's where we're at. Bike made it home. Garelli's on the bench. Cases are glued back together. Polini cylinder. I actually did a port map on this earlier today, so I will give you guys the pencil drawings. We can take some measurements and figure out if we're going to change that at all. I don't think we are. Dottie's out here now, waiting to get this bike done. She wants this gone too. She doesn't like Frankenstein nearly as much as I do.
I don't.
So, you internet commenter people, let her know that this is an awesome bike and we should probably just keep it in the fleet forever and add it to this arsenal of 3 bikes facing that way.
You can keep this if you get rid of the bagger.
But it's an FLH. She's gonna lose this argument. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Do all those fun things. Hit the thumbs up or however that works on the internet world. See you tomorrow.